How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Backwood boys, how you doing? Appreciate you being here. Yep, please, everybody hit that thumbs up for me. I appreciate it. Shut up, Ed. Are you trying to interrupt the live stream? I don't have anybody in the basement just yet. See? Starting the damn show off, and he's blowing his horn. What's up, Tim? Hello, dear. Pretty good. Been busy today. Trying to work on getting the uh, dust collection system going for here in the garage. It's coming along. Um, I knew about, hey, cool gamer. I had an old HVAC um, blower motor, one of the squirrel cages, and I knew it worked and everything, um, but I forgot about it. It's like, I've been doing the cleaning and everything in the garage. It's like, oh, there it is. And I've been watching videos for um, dust collection systems. Happened to come across one, and they were using squirrel cage blower motor. And going, you know, thinking about it, it's like I looked at the one that Harbor Freight's got and going, that's the same thing. It's all the thing they're doing is using a blower motor with a squirrel cage. So I did some checking. It's like I can make that work. That's what I've been up to today. Right now, I'm making some cigarettes. And it looks like we got our first contestant. We got Casper in the basement. There it is. There's Cajun.
Hey, Mater, how you doing, bud?
Pretty good. Been working on the dust collection system for here in the garage.
That works.
Yep. Right now, I'm working on getting some more extra cigarettes made up. Yeah, Briggs, I saw that. No comment. That's all I can say. But now, occasionally I checked out that blower motor. It works fine. I didn't even realize it was a 3-speed.
Oh, so yeah, uh, it depends on which way you hook it up.
Yeah, there's 3 terminals on there. Um, and it's actually marked high, medium, low.
Right.
And that depends upon where you've got your hot wire going to. I mean, it doesn't even really have a ground to it, but I'm going to get one set up for it. Um, but what I plan on doing is I'm going to have it in the very top and the very back, right in the middle. And um, hey, Breezy. Um, yeah, he is. But I'm going to get it all set up to where it's uh, blowing outside and everything. And I'll get like uh, the deflector, like what you have for your dryer and everything, to have it blow down. That way, if there is any dust or anything like that, it's going to blow it down straight on the ground. But I'm going to come up. I've got my plate and everything cut and the hole and everything. Hey, barbecue. And what I plan on doing is I've got the 4-inch pipe already, and I'm working on the collar and everything to secure it in there. Um, Once I get that all done, I'll get that put on there. But I'm gonna make a box and everything for my filters to go in. and go from there on it.
All right, who's all in the chat? Backwoods, how you doing? Tim? Hey, Miss Crystal. Backwood Cool Gamer. Briggs, hello. Breezy, what's up? Barbecue.
Yep.
And Renegade, what's up?
Hey, Renegade. How you feeling? Hopefully you're feeling better today. Hey, 6%.
6%, hello. Okay, I got the chat all popped out and everything.
All right. But yeah, it's starting to come along and everything. Uh-oh. Missy must have cooked you something for dinner.
Yeah, I took a nap earlier, a little, I don't know, 30 minutes, something like that. And I woke up, I had to go lean off the dock real bad. And I was hungry.
Crystal she asked me what I wanted. No problem, Renegade. And I told her, says right now I'm not hungry. Because later on I said, can you cook me about 30 pizza rolls? She goes, okay. So she wound up doing that, bringing them out to me. Of course,
Wow, you're getting your appetite back, huh?
I still didn't eat all of them yet. But I mean, I've been kind of munching on them for about 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm kind of like nitpicking at it slow.
Yeah, kind of. So, like I said, I'm doing that, kind of munch on it a little bit here and there while working on this other. But yeah, I was looking online, and man, I get a 3-pack of I think 14 by 20 air filters over at Lowe's for like $12. Now the weird thing about it is I can get a 3-pack, same brand, 12 by 12, same price. I'm going, why don't I just get the bigger ones, same price?
Sometimes it depends on if it's a return air or outflow, or sometimes that makes a difference.
No, these are going to be return air, basically.
Sometimes it makes a difference. If you got too big of a area for return air, sometimes you just need smaller. You know, I don't know. I'm not saying it's hard to describe. It's just the way I'm picturing it, and I've had experience with that. Sometimes the right size return air has to go with the system you got. Put it that way.
Right. Well, but you also got to consider that I'm not doing an air conditioning.
Yeah, I know. So
this is for a dust collection system.
Right. And my picture keeps freezing.
But I mean, because I'm gonna be running it. The first thing is gonna be going through a cyclone collector. So that's gonna get all the big particles. Only reason I want the air filter is for all the smaller particles. And like I said, I'm gonna be stacking about either two or I might stack all three of them inside of a box. Oh, sorry to hear that, Missy.
Yeah, her uncle died today. No, our uncle, her uncle though, but my uncle-in-law, he passed away today.
How many years young was he?
He was my age.
Damn, he wasn't that old then.
Me and Missy's age, and I think I had a year on him. He was right at a year younger than me.
So what happened?
Cancer.
Damn. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he sold the his tire shop. He owned his own tire shop and had a real good business in town. And you familiar with the name Field Guy 316?
I think I've heard that name.
Yeah, the Saints guy that comes in my channel sometime, comes here sometime.
Yeah.
Okay, on his channel, Field Guys, there's a guy that comes in there every now and then, and he's a Saints and LSU fan because he's from here, from Ville Platte, and that's the guy that bought Uncle Tony's tire shop.
Ah.
A local guy that I met through a New Orleans channel, through a guy that is in New Orleans, or Slidell.
What's up, E?
Hey, Ken.
But
We don't know when. Well, all the arrangements are not made yet,
right.
and they got to get Uncle Tony ready before even for the casket, all that. So it might not be tomorrow to show him, and at the funeral home it might be day after tomorrow. Like early.
Yeah.
And then do the rosary at, like, say, I think about 6 o'clock. They usually do the rosaries, and then the next day about 1 o'clock, then they bring you to the graveyard.
Right. So he's Catholic?
Yeah, I would say so.
All right.
Like almost every other Cajun down here.
Well, I didn't know. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, most of the people down here are Catholic or Baptist. They have a non-denominational. A couple of them running around in a few different towns. Protestant, Episcopal. They have different churches, depending on what town you live in, and how big the town is.
Right. That's going to make a difference there. Hey, no problem, Ken. Damn. I hope she gets it, Briggs. But like I said, I got several projects and everything I want to do, doing the woodworking, but getting tired of all this sawdust going all over. And I want to get one of those Bauer cyclone separators.
You
And
telling me that, or the general audience?
General audience.
Oh, okay. I know. I saw the video.
Right, I know. Well, those that hadn't seen the video, they're
Right.
But
hey, Raging Cajun.
But now I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I'll have just one and it going off to everything, but I'd like to be able to get one at each location except for the miter saw and the planer. I don't know. I might have two over there actually. I don't know if I'll be buying 2 or 3 more.
So you can get the 2-way, 3-way, or whatever splitters from your main suction. You can get the splitters. Then you have to have your gates too. Something to close the ones you're not using off, because you ain't gonna get no suction with all of them open.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, and that right there brings me back to thinking about that return air. If you got too big a return air, you might not get enough suction. If you shrink your return air down, then you get more suction. That's what I was trying to say earlier, and I couldn't
Uh,
find the words for it.
on that blower motor, I think that's about 9.5 inches opening, and I'm getting it shrunk down to 4 inches. So that's going to be creating a lot more suction right there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, of course, branching off, I mean, the table saw is like a 2 inch. So, yeah, I'm going to be putting those gates and everything on. I've already looked about getting some of those. But
You
getting
can
them
make
right,
your own.
I probably could.
If like the wood and the PVC pipes and your time. Now, if you can get the gates cheaper than you can buy the wood and the PVC pipe, then the gates is the way to go. It's cheaper that way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I found them on eBay, I think, for about $15 for a 6 pack in plastic.
Oh hell, that's oh yeah. Hell on making your own. Don't do that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Do that.
I didn't know they were that cheap because we had a grizzly dust collector in the shop in my shop, and we got everything from Grizzly.
Right.
We bought it as a kit. The main base thing unit was the collector. So I figured out how many feet of hose or whatever I needed. In fact, I don't even think I got the hose from them. I think I got that locally.
Okay.
But the gates and all that, I got that from them. And it came in as a kit, like.
All right, take that back. It's now if I want them out of aluminum in 4 inch, it's $85. But if I want them in plastic, I can get a 6 pack 4 inch for say $37.
That's still cheap.
Yeah.
Still less than $10 a piece. And I think the PVC and all that'll run you $10 at least just in PVC for each one.
Right. Now here's a 6 pack of them also. It's saying 31.49. The only problem with that one, it says it's the last one. So if I don't get it, then I wouldn't be able to get them. And it's got free shipping too.
Yeah. I don't know how much in a hurry you are for the system to be up and running, but
Last week,
oh,
I mean, now actually, tell you what, I just found some more 6 pack for $30. That makes them $5 a piece, and they're in the 4 inch.
hey Antonio.
What's up, Antonio? So yeah, I mean, I don't need a micro switch, so no big deal there. But yeah, I mean that one for $30 and everything, free shipping. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey Rocky, what's up?
What's up, Rocky?
Scott, you need to find out when the next Soggy Bottom USA coon hunt's going on. Like the one that with Ben Johnson and I forget the girl's name. She played on Three's Company in that movie. You need to find out when the next Soggy Bottom coon hunt is and enter Maggie in that one.
What, Suzanne Summers?
No, the one that came in later, right before Mr. Hurley took over. She was the one that kind of looked like Elvira a little bit. She was the new neighbor, and she had a crush on Jack. And then that's when Mr. Roper was selling off the place, and then Barney Fife took over.
Right.
And she was always hitting on Jack, and Mr. Furley was always hitting on her, and she didn't want to have nothing to do with Mr. Furley.
Yeah, I remember who you're talking about. I don't remember her name.
She was the singer in Soggy Bottom USA.
Ah.
The one that flew in on the private plane, the boat plane, landed in the swamp, in the river.
Right. Hey, Tommy.
I forget the old man's name. He played in a lot of westerns. Not Gabby Hayes. I forget his name. He was always gray headed, gray beard. Always was in a bunch of westerns. He was in Back to the Future when they went back to the old West, and then it was that old man and another old guy that with that Pat Buttram, Pat Buttram, and that other old guy. I can remember Pat's name, but I never can remember the other short, stocky fella's name. I always wanted.
The bar and everything.
Huh?
Talk about one of the guys from there in the bar.
Two of the guys in the bar in Back to the Future. They were sitting together.
Yeah, those are some old actors from all the westerns.
Yeah, well, Pat Buttram was in Green Acres. You know, he's got that certain voice that.
Oh yeah.
That, like kind of like. Yeah, was in Back to the Future 3, correct?
Yeah. Well, all those from back then. I mean, you could always tell who they were by their voice.
No. I want to associate the other fellow with Gabby Hayes for some reason. I think they look alike a little bit, but I never can remember his name. And I was thinking of him 2 weeks ago, and I knew his name 2 weeks ago.
Huh.
It just doesn't come to me that fast like Gabby Hayes does.
Yep. But now, like I said, as far as this goes and everything, yeah, like I said, I'll get those wastegates or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, because I already know that shutting them off and everything is going to be the best thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I plan on doing is getting, like I said, I'll have the motor, the blower motor, and everything upstairs. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it wired in on a light switch. That way, I just reach over, flip the switch on,
right,
it comes on, and then I go whatever machine I'm at, I can do that, operate that one.
Right. That's way a lot better than a remote switch. You know, automatic remote.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
A lot of trouble.
No, it's not a wastegate for a turbo. We're talking about a dust collection system. It's a dust gate. Because what you're doing, Antonio, is you're shutting off the your dust system and just having it set up for just sucking the air and dust and everything off of one tool, not having it where it's open for all of them and you're losing that pressure. I don't know what else. I don't remember. Okay, it's a blast. They call it a blast gate. Okay, that's what they call it. Well, damn, I didn't think I'd be talking about Star Wars.
I'm a member of my local coon hound club. They're doing the hunt in memory. Oh, they're doing the hunt in memory of Mr. Briggs. I seen Mr. Briggs in the comment earlier, but I didn't know what it meant. To raise money for cancer treatment for local SPCA. Okay.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, in memory of Mr. Briggs. Go ahead.
Yep. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be working on this. I don't know. I mean, one thing that Crystal had mentioned is instead of going and buying the filters and everything, I could always make my own. I mean, I've got some heavy fabric here. I mean, all I'm needing to do is collect the dust, the small particles. Because that cyclone, it should get, it's going to get all the big ones.
If you can get some of that batting, like for a quilt or something, you know, from a sewing like Michaels or Hobby Lobby or whatever.
I got some
and
very
put it in between two screens, you'd have it made.
I've got some thick stuff right here, thicker than this sheet material. I mean, it's actually for a bed sheet and everything, but it's It's a very heavy one.
Oh,
Very heavy, thick cotton.
yeah. You don't want it too thick where you can't get no suction action.
I know. But like I said, I'll be working on that. That's why I was trying to decide if I need to go with either 2 or 3 of the filters. Because I mean, I want to make sure I get as much as there's all going to be that fine dust particle. It's going to be not getting caught. And I'm seeing guys that build their own. As far as a dust separator, I mean, I've seen one guy, he built one where one end separated all the big stuff, the other end got all the small stuff. But he was using a big old, probably about a 10-inch diameter piece of plexi.
That stuff pricey.
Yeah. And, for what I'm doing right now, so far the only thing I've spent money on was that our cyclone collector.
Right.
Now, I wish I'd gone Friday to get it because I could have saved 30% instead of 15%. That was the only thing. If I'd gone if I'd gone Friday, I could have saved 30% off being an Inside Track Club member and everything. But now I've been able to go Thursday because I didn't have the money. So what's everybody else been doing lately? Besides taking a nap and having dinner. Like Jason. And then leaning off the dock.
I gotta go do that here pretty soon.
Again?
Again.
Shouldn't be drinking so much coffee. Makes the bladder get full faster.
2 pints today.
Damn, I haven't even had that much. I've had maybe one. Yeah, I know. You want to go to Hobby Lobby. That's right, not far away from Harbor Freight, too. I mean, now one thing I could do, I know that Harbor Freight does have. Okay. So we'll be seeing that video out soon, huh? Okay.
Well, I hope you feel better, Renegade.
Yeah, I hope so too. Cold? Tommy, what are you complaining about the cold for? Just put more layers on and get outside and do some work.
You forget where he's at.
I know he's hot.
He's a lot closer to the North Pole than we are.
I know he's over there on the other side of that pond.
Way up there.
Yep.
Damn, he's probably in line with Nova Scotia or above it.
I don't know, but yeah, I do know that where he's at and everything, it don't get warm very often. If it does get warm, it might last about 2 weeks, and then after that, it's like, yeah.
Need to adjust my glasses. They crooked. I think this side. What? Wait. All right. They uneven, huh?
Nope.
Nope.
Looks like the right side. Yeah, it looks like the right side's. Yeah, that side's higher up.
Yeah. So I need to do this.
Yep.
Right there. Okay. I need to take my needle nose and tweak this arm down. When I was in the hospital, I slept on them. I fell asleep with my glasses on. Well, these are just cheater readers, and I was watching TV or whatever, and I think I got my eyes addicted to the things because I need them.
Ah,
And all I did was get them for the computer, to the screen to
right.
read fine print. And I think I got in the habit of wearing them too much,
All right.
so my eyes got used to it. I've been editing videos from since October.
Well, that'll work. Backwoods.
You boys got dry cold. We got proper damp cold that gets right to your lung. Well, wait a minute now. In Louisiana, we on the Gulf, and I'm close to the Gulf, and there's a lot of humidity down here. In
Yep.
fact, after a cold front comes through, and it goes from 90% humidity down to 60% after the cold front comes through, that's low humidity for us, 60%.
Yeah.
40% is extremely high humidity in Arizona and New Mexico.
Damn, Briggs, what kind of sandwich you get? Did you get one of those cap sandwiches?
Fancy feast.
No, I'm talking about like that coffee, that expensive coffee. He must have got something similar to that, but in the meat and everything for that sandwich.
Oh,
Unless he
I
went and got
thought you.
some like Kobe beef.
Oh yeah, Kobe. Yeah, Kobe. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Japanese beer fed calves and massaged every day.
Yep. Well, I like to have a life like that. And not the ending. I mean, hell, drink beer, get massage all the time. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but if them calves knew what was coming, what was
I know.
coming later.
Like I said, I could be happy with all the beer and the massage and everything. But I just don't want the outcome.
Why y'all had so much humidity, Antonio? That's rare over there.
Yeah.
With that much humidity, 89+% humidity.
Yep.
I know they had a lot of rain last summer,
Oh,
and that drives the humidity up. Oh, egg sandwiches, $10 a dozen for the eggs. Huh.
damn.
We were talking about the price of eggs today. Wasn't talking about the weather when Johnny came over with Mike Carey after he got his hot water heater. Constant rain for a year, yeah.
That'll do it. That'll make sure you got high humidity out there.
Yeah, because in Arizona, where he's at, I know where he's at.
Yeah.
Right north of where I was living in Tucson. He's, you know, up north of that, the way. So anyway, uh, that area, the ground is so baked. The water just runs off and goes into the washes, into them arroyos and flash floods. But after a
Yep.
while, then the ground will eventually soak it up after a while. And they had enough rain for a while for the ground to soak it up. And when that ground soaks it up, then the sun comes out and it gets to 90 degrees, it's a sauna, steam bath.
Well, I know one thing funny was I was telling Crystal, I said, last year, right after she moved down, says, okay, you're getting ready for a Texas summer. She goes, oh, it can't be that bad.
It was, what's up, dancing?
Yeah, what's up, dancing? She realized how much worse off a Texas summer is compared to Oklahoma. But
Number
now,
14, reporting for duty. Well, wait a minute. We already had the Dirty Dozen, so I mean, you just a spare, I guess. Number 14, reporting for duty. All right, I'll be back in a minute.
all right, but she's got to admit now, Texas winters are not as bad as Oklahoma ones. Yep, I agree, Raging. I'm still trying to learn myself. Um, on that software I've got, the one that came with the computer. Was it clip art? Let's see, 35 minutes. Let's see, I got almost let's see, what 35 minutes made 3/4 of a pack of cigarettes. It's not bad. Okay, I just had to read yours because yeah, I read slow. What's up, Wayne? Appreciate you being here. Yeah, Briggs. That's why we got no the English all had to go back over. They had to go back home. They couldn't handle the U.S. winter. You know, Valley Forge was too cold and too snowy for them. It's um, it's basically the same thing. I mean, all you're doing is you're just sucking in the air and going through a filtration system. Um, it's kind of like when I was doing the painting. Um, we had a big old fan blade, probably I'd say either 36 or 48 inches in diameter, or somewhere in between, and it just sucked everything up and right outside. But we had um, two sets of filters. We had the regular square kind, and we had what we call blanket, in which that was the kind we had to unroll. It was like about once a week, we would have to change out the blanket kind, and then like every 2 weeks. Now, depending upon how bad it was, um, if we kept the blanket changed properly, cleaned properly, um, we could actually let the other filters go a little bit longer. But I will admit that's also another reason why I'm glad I'm not there doing it still, because yeah, let's just say one of the guys I was working with, lazy, didn't want to clean, didn't want to do anything to help, and I got tired of being the one to clean up his mess all every single morning. Occasionally, we can't hear you.
Hang on. Hey, Wayne. What's up, Wayne Hatfield? No, Tommy, you didn't win. You got me beat, but I was just stressing the fact that it's humid down here. Mater, it depends on what time of the year and what kind of storms are coming through. Then they have a lot of humidity.
Um, I don't know if I'd run it backwards. Um, what I would suggest is uh, finding something similar like what I've got. Check with someone that does HVAC, and shut up, Ed. Damn. Started what 39 and a half minutes ago. They
Yeah,
doing it
I had
again.
one coming through then.
Yeah, right when I started the stream, I got another one coming through.
Yeah.
But I would suggest getting with a HVAC personnel and see if they've got some of those just the blower motors, the
Squirrel
housing, the squirrel cage, and everything. See if they've got one of those, they're probably going to have several of them around because they've probably gone in when they've had to remodel a house. They take the old system out. Most time there's nothing wrong with it. So, but they have to upgrade to the newer system, which means they have to get new squirrel cage, blower motor. They probably just give it to you or sell it to you pretty cheap. And they all run on 110. They're not 220 like this one here that I've got. I just pulled the little cover off. I saw where the wires were. And I just took an old extension cord that had a bad end on it, stripped the wiring, put it on there, plugged it in, blew fine.
That's how mine is. Except it goes through a starter capacitor first. I got one of them cigarette pack style capacitors.
Yep, you could have one that's got something wrong with one of those. Yep.
I know what Backbook Boys is talking about. It's one of them big 3-4 foot shop fans. Them big
Yep.
ones for a mechanic shop or whatever shop. Because we used to use those down here. We put one in a window blowing out. And then at night, in the bedroom, we'd crack our windows about 5 or 6 inches tall. And we had screens, like book screens, window screens. And let me tell you something, that'll freeze you out at night. That air that fan's pulling through the house,
Mm-hmm.
that outside air is cold at night.
But like I said, with this one here, and I mean, basically doing the same thing, but just doing for dust collection. And it's trying to pull everything to just a 4-inch round piece of
Yeah.
pipe.
I think he's
Yeah,
wanting to just get rid of fumes, though, not
Yeah.
no dust or anything.
Right. I mean, but
And that would do it.
yeah, that would do it. What's up, Ed? We're just talking about you again.
Hey, Ed, what's up, Ed, the old tech guy in the house?
Hey guys, it's Ed, the old tech guy,
Man, yeah.
and tonight we're going to show how not to do a ring doorbell the proper way. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, Anthony.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, just do the same thing like what I've got, because all you need to do is just pull the air and everything, the fumes and whatever. I mean, there's guys, there's videos out there on guys that do model car painting, and they get just a little stand and everything, and the three, side, each side and the top, and then the back, they've got like a house filter on there, and they've just got a fan uh, pulling the air and everything through, and it's just sucking all the paint fumes and everything straight on through that. It's the same thing like when I was doing the painting. That's all you're wanting to do. You just want to find some way of getting that air flowing through that filter system. Yeah, dancing, he might have. Don't know what he ran over. He might have finally ran over a Honda Ridgeline. Yeah, piece of junk ain't no truck.
No, Ed parked the train and ran over to your place. That's what he means.
Ah. Oh.
Excuse me.
Damn. Damn. That's a lot, sweetie. Whoa, $416 tow bill?
What?
That's what dancing was talking about. How
$70 a day storage.
Yep.
Damn.
That's quite a bit.
Man, Tucson, if you get your car towed for any reason, the impound yard over there, the towing company, Uh, they charge 30 a day, if not more now. But that's what it was about 13, 14 years ago. 30 bucks a day. A buddy of mine, which is me. Uh, I didn't have my registration in my truck.
Damn.
I did, but it was not where I was looking. It was in the top compartment of my center console in the middle of my. I had bucket seats with the or whatever. Anyway, you can move the two seats separate. And I had that center thing that comes down. You can lift it up, put paperwork. Well, on the top of that, in that 97 Silverado, they have another little bitty top one you can raise up just for like a few sheets of paper or whatever.
Like
That's where my registration went. And they towed my truck for not having proof.
Yeah. Oh,
and 30 days too, man. 30 cost me over $1,000 to get it out.
All right, want to give an update on the truck, okay? Early, last year and everything, I had to take the truck in because of that wreck I had, last year or a year before last, when that guy pulled out in front of me. Well, come to find out, the guy had his insurance had lapsed, okay? My insurance company, they did the checking, they figured, yep. The problem was someone wasn't paying attention and realized all that, but didn't get it marked down as uninsured motorist. So they still had it at a $500 deductible, whereas uninsured motorist was $250. Okay, well, Crystal went to go get the truck and everything. Oh, okay, well, here's $500. So this time, got the truck in there. They're saying, okay, it's going to be a $250 deductible. I go, well, why is it $250 this time? And it should have been the same last time. And so, well, this time it's uninsured motorist. Okay, that's what we had last time. So I called the agent that's dealing with the one I'm dealing, having the truck repaired on now. He gave me the phone number for the agent that dealt with the last one. I called him up, gave him the information, and he goes, "Uh-oh, hang on, well, let me do some checking on it." Sure enough, one piece of paper got overlooked by about 2 or 3 people, and it's like, yep, that should have been a $250 deductible. He said, well, what we're going to have to do then is we're going to have to mail you a check for that difference. So basically, we'd already paid for having both accidents covered, both deductibles. So we're getting that back. Oh, really? Well, Richardson is still, that's on the other side of Dallas for me. But hey, Gleason.
Yeah, hey Gleason.
But well, Chris and I go up there. We'll have to go check it out. You have to send me the address for it. Damn.
No backwoods, not not Mr. Briggs, Mr. Briggs. His dog's name was Mr. Briggs.
Yep.
And Mr. Briggs, the dog passed away, and Mr. Stratton passed away too, a while back. So, but Mr. Briggs was, according to Briggs, to Scott Keller, Mr. Briggs, the dog, coon dog, was a 7-time champion for that club, and he had a good following. So they're doing an event in memorial of Mr. Briggs, the dog.
Right. That's the address. I don't know if I want to go to the colony. That's gotten to be too much overgrowth and everything up there. I mean, that area's really gotten big. Hey, Tyler.
Hey, fish guy.
Why do you keep changing your name like that, Tyler? You getting to be a female? Can't make up your mind? And no,
Oh,
Ken,
everything guy. Okay. Well, when you said Tyler, I wasn't looking. When you said Tyler, I automatically knew it was fish.
well, because it's coming up everything guy.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah.
I just seen it.
But
Grayson, hope you feel better, man.
yep. But all I know is no, Ken, I wouldn't be going up there work. That's too damn far to go. That'd take me probably an hour and a half to get up there one way. Nope, that'd be too far. I mean, they'd have to pay me about $100 an hour just to go up there and work. Because I don't see no restaurant paying that. That'll work. Yeah, because Crystal, remember the 2 times we got up and seen Kid Six up there in Louisville? Louisville, we're going up this way. Collie would go up this way, and then boom, go about 15 miles northeast. Oh, Ed's over at your place now. Yep, that's correct, backwoods. But yeah, what is? I can tell you exactly how far it is from here.
Yeah, Antonio. Scott Keller is Mr. Briggs, but his dog's name was Mr. Briggs also. In
Yep.
fact, that's the channel. That's how you got the Mr. Briggs channel name. You know, when he come up in panels, Mr. Briggs, because he always had the dog with him.
Yeah. It take about an hour, depend upon. Hey, William.
Hey,
Depending upon
William.
how traffic and everything is, it's still an hour just to get up there. Now that's a new road they got.
I mean, that if that's the case, I don't need to pay taxes no more. I'm not here.
Yeah.
There you go, Scott. Yeah, Scott Keller is the Mr. Briggs we see on the live streams. That is correct.
That's a new road they got built over there. Yep, that's a brand new road they got built. The reason I know that is 'cause I used to live there in the colony. But Ed appreciates letting me know about that. We'll see about getting up there sometime. No, I don't have enough sawdust to make one out of. Right now it's not even cold out here. I mean, it's got short sleeves on. All right. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I've already sent links out to several people, and a lot of people ain't showing up. Oh, I know what it is. I bet everybody's watching the girls playing tonight. See if they can finally beat Brady.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
Dale.
me and Mike Carey was talking about that today, John. We was talking about the football, because Mike used to have people over for do a cooking and a barbecue or something, or
Yep.
some kind of sauce or something, fish, fried fish, or fish sauce or something. When LSU would play, we'd go to Mike. I hadn't been there in a couple of years, but I said, so Mike, football season's over now, huh? He said, well, we still got the playoffs, for the playoffs, not for the Saints. They ain't
Right.
in it, but still the playoffs. So, and then they coming out with the USFL after the Super Bowl's over with. The USFL is going to be on the air now again.
I gotta put these in my place, in my safe, refrigerated safe over here.
Damn, they're getting to be expensive up there.
$9.79 a dozen. I sold I cooked all my chickens up and sold some. I think I better hold on to them.
You might want to see about going and get some more chickens and let them start laying eggs.
That's what I just said. I'm all buy them this time and hold on to them.
Yeah, I would.
Well, Crystal said the other night eggs were like how much a dozen over there? It was more than $10.
No, it's what about 7?
Oh, I thought it was something might have got mixed up with something else.
Yeah. So how
They're
much?
only like $3 a dozen here.
Yeah, well.
But
It also is a lot cheaper here because I live around at like 200 miles worth of farmland.
Yeah.
Well,
hey,
I live all around farmland here. What are you talking? I got it all around me.
Yep. I got it around me.
Different kind of farmland, Riggs.
Yeah. But I'm so
God, you think everything in New York is the bee's knees, and everything is in New York, dude.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say it was the bee's knees. I'm just saying I live around chicken farms all over the place here. That's why I don't understand why the eggs are so expensive. Believe me, I know it ain't
everything in New York is expensive.
Well, how we got, what's that farm? What's that one brand of eggs and everything? Damn, I know.
Talking about them specialty eggs, them specialized eggs.
Briggs, didn't you say cigarettes were like $15 a pack?
Yep.
Okay, so then everything in New York is expensive because they're only like $4 a pack here.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, Marlboro?
Marlboros and Camels, yeah, they're both about $4.80 something a pack.
But
shit, Marlboro, when I was in Tucson, Marlboros was $7 a pack, and that was 13 years ago, 14 years ago.
Every state has its drawbacks. I mean, but like my taxes aren't as expensive everybody thinks they would be.
Well, I didn't say anything about taxes.
Well,
I mean, it all evens out the way I look at it. Because like my property taxes are $1,500 a year for this house. But yeah,
I mean, 90% of the area I live in is basically milk land. You know, there's 700 fucking farms worth of cows, milking cows.
Yep.
Yeah, milk. When I left Tucson, milk was $1.45 a gallon. $1.45. They was having milk wars over there in Arizona.
Oh yeah,
it's only $2.60 still.
No, that's not bad. A dollar price hike in 14 years. That's not bad at all. $4 a gallon here, or $4.50.
We have a lot of chicken farms here and a lot of corn farms, that just raise corn and beans. But our most of the milking farms are in Pennsylvania on the other side of the border. I can still get burned dairy milk up here for 219
We've
and a
got
half gallon.
probably like 100 miles worth of cornfields around here.
Oh God, yeah, we got that much or more.
Cornfields and milk cows, they have the same thing in common.
Yeah, we got. That's what's funny. They don't have many. There ain't that many milk farmers around here. It's weird. You would think there would be, but there ain't. We got now when it comes to chicken farms, they're all over here.
Half the corn farms around here are just for the cows. It's not even for human consumption.
Yeah, no, ours is actually human consumption. There's all kind like in the summertime. Oh my God, I can buy corn all day long at roadside stands.
Tommy, yeah. That's what I was thinking also. I was like, yeah, I just did a Google search on it. But man, I just can't believe it was like, why? I still understand why in the hell are getting all this stuff, the price of it going up when we still got same kind of production on it. I mean, I remember
it's supply and demand.
Well,
the more supply you have, the less product you have, the higher the demand is, the higher the price goes.
Right. Well, I mean, has the supply fallen off for eggs?
Yeah. In certain states, there are no available eggs because there are no available chickens.
Damn.
Yep.
Well, that's right. We did have what was it, 2 or 3 of those egg farms go up in flames mysteriously.
Yep. That and the fact that our esteemed president, without saying his name, his administration killed over a couple dozen chickens, saying they had the flu when they probably didn't. So don't surprise me.
Well, let's see what all happens after all that paperwork they found in his garage that wasn't supposed to be there.
No. He wasn't trying. No, Maynard. That he didn't do it like the same way. He didn't try to hide it like Mr. Trump did. So it's a different thing,
But hey, did he not have classified documents in his garage?
No, it wasn't in the garage. It was in the Biden Pence Center. It was in a locked closet.
Yep.
They're saying that they're trying. I actually heard on one of the news. I ain't gonna say which one. I don't want to get you in trouble. But one of the news said that Trump's team put it in there to make him look bad. And now, if you believe that, and Antonio's the vice president and Cajun's the president, and you're the governor of Texas.
No, I don't get into politics. I'm not a part of this conversation.
No, we need to drop that anyway.
I know. But
I'm just saying that's all that is.
But yeah, that would be. I just realized. Yeah, that would be explain why price of eggs has gone up, because I said it was about 2 or 3 the egg producers, plants and everything went up in flames.
Yeah.
Did they ever determine what was the cause of them?
No.
Probably.
My wife wants chickens, but I'm not sure if the dogs would try to rip them apart.
Probably.
Yeah,
they would probably. But what kind of dogs you got?
Well, I have a 25-year-old Australian cattle dog, and my pit bull really doesn't. He's not a pit bull. He's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. He doesn't really have an attitude. I mean, I grab his squeaky ball and he'll go nuts for a squeaky ball, but he's not really vicious towards anybody.
We used to raise those Staffordshire Bull Terriers. That's a smaller breed. They were 38.
them in a
Staffordshire
fenced
Bull
area.
Terriers are larger than pit bulls.
Which one's smaller, the Staffordshire or the American?
The American is smaller. American Bull Terrier
Oh.
is smaller than a Staffordshire, and a Staffordshire Terrier is bigger than a Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Okay, well, we have the American.
And then you have the target dog, which is a Bull Terrier.
Yeah. They your older dog probably wouldn't bother the chickens. It's your younger one maybe.
Yeah.
But if you had them in, I mean, Mr. Briggs
Well,
didn't
he doesn't bother the cats in the yard, so I don't think he would have an issue with the chickens. But
Our dogs
Yeah,
were
but-
raised with chickens, so they didn't bother.
Yeah, if they don't bother the cats, I mean, you know, you could try. It won't hurt. You know, I'll tell you one thing: chicken manure makes great fertilizer.
that's one of the reasons she wanted chickens. She wants eggs, and then she wants the fertilizer. Because what we're using now to make compost is we're just using the old plant material from the grass and the weeds to create compost.
What about leftover, like apple peels, banana peels, stuff like that?
Yeah, we throw that in the compost too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's anything that's left over that we don't finish, the dogs get it.
Right. Coffee grinds.
Yeah.
That's a good additive for compost.
Tommy,
And every
you
now and
ain't
then crack a beer and pour in the pile, and then cover that yeast will work
Coffee
that pile
coffee
up
grounds.
also and make it
Use
hot.
coffee grounds is good for just throwing in certain plants because it has a lot of nitrogen.
Yep. And I use coffee grounds to keep the slugs off.
Calcium nitrate for eggshells. Oh,
Tommy, all I can say is you wouldn't get a cluck out of me on that one.
Yeah, I use the coffee grounds on my potato plants and tomato plants and my hosta, believe it or not, because it keeps the slugs off them.
Well, I know here, I had chickens here in the backyard for a long time and just got away from them. I mean, I remember my dad taking the excess eggs and everything to work. I think he was selling for like about $1 or $2 a dozen.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, people were paying for those because they knew right where they were coming from. They weren't kind. You go into the store and you don't know how long they've been. You know what I mean? How long does it take by the time that egg is laid, by the time it hits the store? You really don't know how long it's been. But when Ed was taking them, he was taking them what was laid the day before. So they were really fresh laid eggs. The people were paying for that.
Yeah, they I can actually have my house is kind of unique because I'm the only house on this street that's still listed as the right to farm. I could actually have a cow here if I want one.
Oh
and,
boy! Hey, now I can imagine. Hang on. Now that would be something funny to watch. Briggs up on a John Deere tractor with them overalls and everything, straw hat, and a piece of grass out of his side of his mouth and everything while he's up there plowing.
Maynard, I hate to tell you something, buddy. On the other side of the river from here is my family farm. We have a peach farm that's been in my family since 1848.
Like I said, I can see you up there on that John Deere tractor and, with the overalls and everything, straw hat.
I hope
Well,
somebody.
to be honest with you guys, I originally thought Briggs was a farmer when I first saw him. To be honest.
I hope somebody's into that peach farm because after 12 years, peach trees just kind of fizzle out.
Yep. They get replanted every 5 or 6 years. We replant them. We got about 500 of them over there.
We have a crap ton of. We have a huge pecan farm here.
Oh yeah, all over Arizona there's pecan orchards. Green Valley
and almonds, and then
Green Valley below Tucson's. No man, they got miles and miles of pecan orchards. Man, you'd be amazed. I'm like, in the desert,
Oranges,
right in the middle of the
oranges,
desert,
limes,
but
and
all that's
lemons too.
irrigated. All that's
Well,
irrigated.
I've got a pecan tree here in the backyard. It's still putting out pecans, and that thing is. See, we moved here in '78.
Oh, pecan trees don't stop production. They don't. They keep on going.
Yep, believe me, I
Takes
know that.
6 to 8 years for a pecan tree. It depends on the variety of pecan, though. Like a Stewart, I think it is. No, oh, Melrose pecan. Sorry, Melrose. 6 to 8 years before that tree, years old, before that tree will start producing pecans.
Yep.
Here you go, Maynard. This is my family Bible, what's left of it, from 1835.
Yeah, you've shown that before.
But it shows the map of the Keller family farm that's been in the family ever since. And my great uncle is still over there running it.
Yep, you were like I said, you shown that last year, a couple of times, I think.
Maggie, don't lick a book in some place. But yeah, it tells it in here someplace how many times we do it. They change they replant the trees.
Well, I'm thinking, that's one thing you talk about chickens and everything. I know that Money, he said, once he gets over here, he wants to have chickens. I'm going, okay, well, we can get the backyard and everything set up for chickens again. I mean, matter of fact, I got someone right behind me on the other side of the alley. They've got them. I got a house down next block over. They've got them. And I got a house back over this way. It's got some.
Yeah, there's a house across from my alley. He's got freaking chickens and roosters, and none of their wings are clipped. So you see them just hanging out on the 6-foot brick wall every day.
Yep. All right, Backwoods. Appreciate you being here. You take it easy.
Take it easy, Backwoods.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, hell, I don't know. It might. I get this tiller and everything. I'm getting more and more done on this other side, a little bit here and there, and get that tiller and everything operational. Hell, I might be able to get out there and I'll start tilling that ground up and getting everything set up and ready, and start building another chicken coop out there.
Oh yeah. I would. The way eggs are going up crazy. But the reason why I said that, though, I got a bunch of. I can still have chickens here in cows, and if I want to, I don't want a cow. Yep. But I might go chickens. I offered some of my neighbors to go in on with me. They go, well, we'll buy the eggs off you. I said, hey, I don't have time to do the work for all chickens. They're not a lot of work. You still got to clean them coops and everything. I said, you want to save money? You're going to help. Yep. Otherwise, I'll do it at my farm on the other side of the river.
All I know is, I mean, we had, I don't remember exactly how many we had, but I think there was probably 15 nesting boxes out there. And I mean, we were getting eggs like you would not believe.
Oh, yeah.
And I would only want enough chickens to supply me with eggs, not my neighbors. Because that would mean having 30 chickens, Oh,
I don't mind helping them that way. But the only thing I don't mind helping them. I really don't. What I want them to know is if they're gonna do it, they're gonna help buy the feed. They're gonna help clean the damn chicken coops and all that. I'm not just gonna do it and do all the work and sell you the eggs at a discount.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if I do it and everything, yeah, it's going to be the cost of, we're going to have the feed, going to have all the materials I've built, put into it and everything. Now, I know it's going to take a while to be able to recoup a lot of that. Of course, the main thing that's going to be continuous is going to be the chicken feed and water and everything. And then every couple of years, I have to go get some more because after so much time, those hens, they got no more eggs to lay. Then they're going to be good fryers. And I know Tractor Supply, they get them in every single year. So I go over there and I can start buying, 3 or 4 uh, baby chicks a year.
No, you
And they're
make
not really
your own.
expensive
You
at
let
Tractor
your
Supply
hens lay
either.
their eggs because they $3 or $4 for a chick, baby chick at Tractor Supply. Maybe
They're
more
only
now.
$1.80 a chick here.
That's
Well,
cheap.
Right. Well, now, if they still do it, I used to be able to get them
That's
for
about what
free.
they are here.
Yeah, well, I used to be able to get chickens for free every single year from the school because I was in agriculture, FFA, and we always had one show a year. We always had different animals. They always had chicks, ducks, whatever, and they would say, "Hey, if you want some, take some." So, hell, we were always taking about 5 or 6 of them home every single year. So I have to check see if the high school still does it. If they do, it's like, yeah, I could be able to take some home.
Tractor Supply just closed a while ago. I was going to call them up.
Dancing, they probably will. I mean, it's going to take some time for the arms and everything to be able to rebuild, and get new stock and everything back in.
Oh, where were those chicken houses at that burnt? In Texas near you or somewhere else?
Oh no, they were. I don't remember where they were at.
I mean, only 2 or 3 chicken houses ain't going to make no big deal. Big difference, I mean. Texas got a lot of chicken houses for chicken and egg production.
Cajun, hey, up like this. We're talking like a place that had 150 to 200,000 chickens.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, were they Miss Goldie chickens too, or just eggs, or both?
They were doing eggs. They were
just eggs. Okay.
They were producing eggs. So we're talking, 2 or 3 of them, that are losing 150 to 200,000 laying chickens, and those chickens are laying.
That's a lot of eggs.
Yeah,
that's a shit ton of eggs.
Yeah, that's a whole bunch of eggs.
A lot of chicken shit on them eggs too.
Well, true.
Like Antonio said. At least I thought he said that. But where was that at though? That's what I'm getting. What part of the country? Because there's every state in America, almost every state has a lot of chicken houses for chicken production and egg production.
I don't
right
remember.
There in Texas, not far from Milam, Texas, by Toledo Bend on the Texas side. North of Jasper, Texas, there's quite a few chicken houses over there. There's this one guy that raises them for Miss Goldie or Sanderson Farm. It's one of them. I think it's Sanderson. And he raises he doesn't do the eggs, but his cousin does the eggs.
Well, says the North Carolina chicken processing plant fire. South Carolina
processing plant. Okay, that's for the chickens. That's for broilers.
Also a Hamlet chicken processing plant. So there's at least 3 of them from last year alone.
Yeah. Never know what insurance deals there, probably.
Well, I mean, hell, you have one November the 25th. It doesn't say when this other one was, but the other one was September the 8th.
That's true, Ken. They got on the bandwagon like everybody else did to charge more.
No, Wayne, we ain't talking about that little best little whorehouse in Texas down there in LaGrange.
I used to throw eggs and politics in people's yards. Yeah.
No, you can't. But I still have about 2 dozen eggs that still left over. I didn't get to throw them all this year, sitting in my garage, getting nice and hot for Halloween.
We got a dozen and a half left. And
Get
usually
nice and hot for Halloween. This summer they'll be exploded on you. Walking
No, they
in
won't.
smell
I put 'em
something
in.
nasty.
Oh, no. See, Cajun, for years I had kids that would come up down the street just like Ken would, said he used to donate eggs. Well, they throw eggs at people's houses and cars around here, but you know, but they do it to everybody. And so I finally, about 5 or 6 years ago, got tired of it. I caught a grown ass man, excuse my French, but a grown man with his son, teenage son, 16 years old. I mean, I could take a 10, 12-year-old kid, but not no 16, 17-year-old kid. They should know better. They were throwing eggs at people's houses. And they throw them at my house. And it's like eggs will eat the paint right off someone's car. People don't realize that, but it will. So you go rinse it off. I rinsed off my truck about 9 times one night, and I finally caught those kids, called the cops, and cops said, well, there ain't much they can do. Make them wash my car, wash and wax my truck. So we can't do that. Judge order, pay for a detail. It still ain't good enough. I've got tired of it. So I get on my roof, sit on my roof with a lawn chair with a 6-pack of beer, and I let eggs ripen in my garage for about 6 months. I buy them usually about April or May, and by June, those things, you can smell them even before they egg breaks. You know those snowball machines that you use, the guns with a big rubber band in it, and you can shoot snowballs, even though you don't get snow. And this thing will make 3 snowballs, and you go like this. It's a slingshot for snowballs. So I take those, sit up on my roof, and I have about 4 or 5 dozen eggs. You throw eggs in my house, I'm going to give them back to you. Only mine are aged. If you get hit with one of those, it's worse than a fart spray.
Yep.
Oh, I know what rotten eggs smell like.
We'll put it this way, Cajun. You ever had an egg thrown at you that sat in the garage for a year?
I said I know what rotten eggs smell like. Because when I was a kid behind the baseball park, a buddy of mine found a nest, a hen's nest. She was still laying on it, but they had rotten eggs mixed up in there. And he picked one up. He didn't know it was rotten and broke it on his sister's head. And that thing smelled. Oh man, you can smell it from the stadium, from the bleachers.
Damn.
Man, oh yeah. I every year that every neighbor gets bombarded. I haven't had. Last year I only threw a half a dozen eggs. The year before, like 3 dozen. But this year it went from down to like 6 eggs. People kind of got the thing. Don't monkey with Mr. Briggs because he gives back.
Yep. There's a lot of things that's going to make the price of the eggs go up. I mean, like I said, like what Antonio was saying, supply and demand. That's what causes the price on everything.
Oh yeah. What I think is amazing, though, I'm sure a lot of people notice it. You get on Facebook Marketplace, for instance, and you see these people trying to sell trucks like mine or like your old Dodge. I saw a Dodge around here. No kidding. This guy had a 98 Dodge Ram. Just basic 318, 8-foot bed, 4-wheel drive. Had 300,000 miles on it. And it spent its entire life in the Northeast, and he wanted $16,000 for that truck. I post on there, and you type and you put that on there with a straight face. That you got. I said you must have balls of steel because I wouldn't have the guts to put a truck with 300,000 miles like that with holes in it, mind you, on Facebook Marketplace, and that's $16,000 for. I said, hell, I know a guy in Texas has got one right now. If you told him $16,000, he'd put new transmission, put a brand new tranny for the Dodge dealership, and ship it to you for $16,000 cash. And it don't have 300,000 miles on it.
Nope.
And there's probably no holes in it.
Nope. Hey, right now I'm looking at a '98 Ram pickup. Needs some work. and I could pick it up for $1,000.
No, but Maynard, yours 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive?
It's 2-wheel.
Yeah.
The worst thing about
okay,
those
so
90s Rams is their dashboards are crap.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Big time.
Yep.
They're
I wouldn't care if
notorious for
I
just
wouldn't care if it
cracking
had a brand
everywhere.
new dashboard.
And the
I
hood,
wouldn't care if it had a
and
brand new dash
top of
in
the
it.
cab,
It's still not worth
the
16 grand.
the clear coating just bleaches off with the sun. You see a lot of those early 90s or the 90s up to 99, I think, 2000. The clear coat on the hoods is just nothing. And you
Oh,
always
yeah.
see the hoods different color because they priming them, to keep them.
Ford had
Right.
an issue with that between 92 and 2007. They had an issue with the primer and the clear coat would just flake all over the entire vehicle. I have a 2000 Excursion that's got that issue where the it's just sitting in the sun and the you can clearly take the clear coat because it peeled up. You could take it off in like 6x5 sheets. Just
Yeah,
pick it up
like
and
sunburn.
remove it.
Like
Chevy and Ford both had that problem in the 80s around here.
I mean,
I had a 97 or 98 Dodge.
Do what? Kate?
The sport version, the short wheelbase with the V6 Magnum in it, and the dashboard, and then the clear coat on the hood. Man, the dash was the guy I got it from. They put that dash cover, cloth, Velcro, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that was holding that dashboard together. They had holes all over in it. I took it up when I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
That's the way
My
mine
dad
is.
bought a new one in '88, and it peeled. The whole paint peeled. My father bought a brand new '88 Ford F-150 in '88, the last brand new truck he ever bought, and the paint peeled off before it was 2 years old. Dealer said, "Nothing we can do about it. That's not a defect." He took that truck, parked it right in front of the dealership out front, and put all kinds of nice little signs on it, and they asked him to move the truck. They even called the cops on him, and they tried threatening to tow it, and they said
That technically back then that was a defect on the paint, and Ford just didn't want to fix it.
No, I know, but the dealer wouldn't fix it. They said, well, we can't do anything because Ford won't do anything. Then do the right thing. I bought how many vehicles from you, new and used, and they wouldn't fix it. And he said he put it right in front of their dealership, put a big sign, blah 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 blah. Ford dealership is a blah blah blah. They won't fix what they sold me. Blah, brand new truck. That truck didn't have 10,000 miles on it. And he drove through a car wash and the paint peeled off in sheets.
Yeah, Ford had a lawsuit about that in like the late 80s, early 90s. There was a huge lawsuit about the vehicles in the 60s and 70s with their paint because they were a single stage paint back then.
Yep.
And Ford was experimenting with a new painting technique where it went from a single stage to a dual stage, and it wasn't working.
Yeah, you ain't telling me. I know. I remember that. That was, it was stupid. They finally asked him, what's it going to take for him to, stop parking the truck out front? He said, paint my truck. He didn't, and they finally came to an agreement, but they would not paint the entire truck. The only thing they would paint on it is the front, the hood and the top of the truck. Sure, that don't surprise you though.
No, it don't surprise me.
My buddy Rich at Ardenwan bought a truck just like mine. He had a Dodge, was it a Dodge?
I used to work for the Ford dealer, so I know how stupid they can be.
He had a Chevy. He had a small mid-sized truck. Anyway, he bought a Dodge from his nephew. 27,000 miles on it. 27,000. That's it. That truck looked brand new, mint, showroom floor quality. Me and my son-in-law was looking at it one day and was like, damn, and he only gave 6,000 for it. Bought it from his nephew, family deal. He went to get the front end lined up. They say, you need a new front end. He said, well, wait a minute. This truck ain't got but 27,000 miles and that's not even broke in.
Was it hiding a car accident?
No, that was his nephew's truck. They live right here in town. And when his nephew sold his house and moved to Florida, he sold his uncle the truck. And his uncle knew the truck well, but 27,000 miles and needs all new front end work. So anyway, he got that done. And then something else happened later, cost him another $1,000. And then I called him the other day to see if he can give me and Missy a ride to the grocery store. He lives right by Super One. He said, my truck's been in the shop 5 months at my ex-in-laws, my wife's new husband or whatever. So anyway, I said, damn, what happened to your truck? I forget what it was. Something, he said, what does it do? And something. Anyway, he paid the guy $2,000, $2,200, I think. 2,200, 2,300. I said, well, your truck ought to be ready soon if you just gave him that, 3 weeks ago. So, because it took him a while to get the parts in for it.
Sounds like
I
a
forget what it
sketchy
was,
shop.
but it had something to do with the engine. And he said, I just hope I get my truck back. I'm getting cabin fever.
Damn.
And this was a Dodge he bought from his family, nephew, 27,000 miles on it. He doesn't even have a 34 on it now. The old man didn't go
Well,
nowhere.
parts are
Really.
also not made like they were. So I mean, lower ball joints
This was a
nowadays they may
2020.
last 20,000 miles if that. I've
Yeah,
I've seen ball joints not last very long. I did a front end service on an F350 like a week ago. He needed tie rods, inner and outer. He needed new steering gear. He needed a drag link, panhard bar, and those joints on those trucks, they don't last very long. Yeah, they break just like that, especially on bigger rigs.
So which brand of ball joint should I buy when I do my lower control arms here in a couple weeks?
For what?
The Toyota.
My suggestion would be Toyota, but is it for that old?
They don't
Yeah,
make
Moog.
Yeah,
Go with
that's what I was
Moog.
gonna do.
You bought control arms last year, Briggs, for that
Yep.
truck.
Yeah, but I haven't had a chance to put them on yet, and I've been hunting off the other parts.
The ball
like
joints are a part
bushing.
of the control. They're not a part of the control arms. The ball joints are separate.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I said.
Well,
I've been
I'm
looking for the other
telling
parts.
Cajun that.
Well, okay. Johnny Best bought a new upper control arm for my Jeep a couple days ago. Well, Thursday. Okay, that was more than a couple days ago, but Thursday. Bought a brand new upper control arm for the Jeep, 2002. Okay, and it came with the ball joint on it.
Yeah, but they do not for the lower control arms and lower ball joints. They do not come together. They're
He
bolt
didn't buy
on
that.
separate.
He just bought a new ball joint to go in the lower control arm. That's the
okay.
old one right here. That's what happened to
Yeah.
Missy.
But Briggs
Driving
is
the Jeep.
Briggs is talking about his Toyota. They're completely
Yeah,
different.
See, right
they
there,
both
right
with
there.
4 bolts.
That's the one that came with the used one.
because he was talking about him.
Yep.
What's up, Antonio? Yeah,
What's up,
I
Anthony?
agree, Ken. Moog, that'd be the brand to go with.
I think you mean Anthony Mater.
Anthony?
Yeah, Anthony, not Antonio.
Oh,
I go by
You know, it's
Antonio.
stupid. This ball joint's probably still good.
I would suggest Briggs to go with Moog because Moog every once in a while you'll actually get Toyota ball joints from Moog.
Yeah, I looked at it. They got one ball joint. The dealer says there's one ball joint still available for my truck in the country. I mean, but they looked at this one. They said, "What's wrong with using this one?" Because this is 28 years old. It's the one that came with a used control arm. I'm not gonna put that on.
When it comes to Toyota, if you find Seiki 555, those are original Toyota ball joints.
Yeah, Cajun. It's finding the other parts to go with it. The bushings. I found bushings finally, and now I'm just hunting down the ball joints because I don't want to reuse the used ones. In other words.
I've never had a problem with anything I bought from Moog. Moog's always been worth the money.
Anthony, you're not feeling good tonight? You're not all dressed up like you were the other night.
A lot of people don't know that a lot of
me.
companies just remanufacture the OEM parts. Moog is not the only one that remanufactures Toyota parts. Eklund does too.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've got different manufacturers out there, or different brand names, but I guarantee you, they're all getting made by the same company, just put in a different box.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Eklund versus Eklund is Napa versus CarQuest. They use Eklund also. They just brand it CarQuest Premium or something like that.
Right. It's just like Moog. I mean, you know, you've got the name and everything, but who actually makes them? Who makes all those parts for
Right.
them? You know.
Yeah. If you go with Moog, more than likely you'll get a Seiki 555 if you buy a premium Moog. So like the more expensive Moog ball joints, they'll be Seiki 55 Toyota ball joints.
Right. I mean, but like, you know, Sarge was saying, you know, he gets the O'Reilly's house brand. I mean, that could still be manufactured by the same company that makes a Moog one.
That's like O'Reilly's house brand for their wheel bearings and their wheel seals and stuff. They're made by National. National is the original maker of most seals.
Right. I mean, you got
Yeah.
Timken.
National Barnes.
Timken
National
and
Steel.
National, yeah.
Yeah.
Now they got at my local junkyard here, a 2009
All right, see you, Renegade.
Toyota Tacoma. Would that rear end fit in my T100, Antonio?
Yeah, if it's got a leaf spring suspension, yeah, you should be able to just switch it right over.
Because I was the only reason why I was thinking of that, because that's already got a disc brakes in the rear, and it would.
Yeah, the only thing you would have to do is do the wire up the brakes so that way the brake lines are attached to those calipers instead of the drums.
Yep.
So just cut the brake line and flare it to fit that fitting.
Those are good trucks.
That's what I'm thinking.
T100s are awesome.
What's that?
The old T100s are awesome trucks.
Oh, I've had mine for 27 years.
Forever. They run forever.
Oh, I know.
You shouldn't have any issue with that, Briggs. The only thing you're gonna have to do is just fix the brake lines to go from drums to calipers because they're a different fitting.
Double flare on it.
Would that affect would the gear ratio be much different?
No, the gear ratios have not changed. They didn't change until for the Tacomas. They didn't change until like 2016. The Forerunners and the T100s are the same. So you could find a Forerunner axle for a 2017 Forerunner and it'll fit under that truck. The Forerunners and the T100s are almost identical.
It's the same width though.
Careful.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the exact same width.
So my 15-inch wheels
the tacos haven't changed. The tacos are about the same size as the pickup trucks. They might be, for 2009, it might be like a couple inches wider, but not much.
Yeah, because I want to keep my 15-inch wheels. I don't want to go 16 and change my speedometer and everything, you know.
You just want to keep everything stock.
Yeah, I like my stock 1-ton truck. Everyone laughs when I say it's a 1-ton. I've had people say that truck ain't a 1-ton.
Yeah, there were 1-tons back then, depending on the options and depend on the model you got.
Well,
yep. It says so around the door.
He doesn't have dually tires on the back. He's just got single tire.
It don't matter.
A 1-ton's a 1-ton. It doesn't matter how many tires you have.
Yep.
No, but
My 2005 Excursion. My 2005 Excursion's a 1.5 ton.
I thought you were actually talking about the 1-ton leaf springs and all, like a half-ton Chevy truck compared to a 1-ton Chevy truck dually.
It's not comparable when it comes to Toyota. Toyotas are totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, the camper they actually made, Cajun, with the dual axle. I know that for a fact. Those were actually a 1.5 tons.
I had a 1-ton Nissan. It was a 1-ton Nissan. It was considered a 1-ton. I had dualies on the back. Naturally, that's how it came. It could have came with single, but it was considered a 1-ton, and it was a flatbed. It came from the factory with a flatbed on it.
That's what they do with those campers. They tear off the camper body on the bad ones and put a flatbed on them, and they got that 22 RE or the E series, whatever the hell the one's
22 RE.
Yep, and those are actually gutless motors. they take forever to get up to speed. But you couldn't kill one.
Mine didn't. Mine didn't. It had a 4-cylinder in it. It had dual distributors. It had 8 spark plugs, but it was a 4-cylinder. That little truck would shit and get. Excuse my French.
Yeah, dual spark plugs per cylinder. Yeah.
Yeah. That was an 80. I bought it brand new in 1985.
That's what Dodge did when they brought out the Demon and the Hellcat. The Demon has dual spark plugs per cylinder. It's a V8.
Really?
The Hemi I've
Yeah,
got.
the 2019 Demons.
Oh, those. Okay, I thought you were talking about the old ones.
Cylinder as an 8.
No,
so
the
that's
new
a-
ones. Yeah, the 2000. They went back to the dual spark plugs on the 2019 to 21 or something like that. Dodge Demons.
16 spark plugs in.
16
What?
spark plugs. Yeah.
Yeah, 16 spark plugs.
Yeah, and they're about $8 or $9 a piece on them.
More than that, dude. They're about 16 to 20 something dollars a piece per spark plug.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I know I had an 05 Durango years ago, and it's like, okay, change out spark plugs. Yeah, I knew it had 16 on there, but when they told me it was going to be about $200 just in spark plugs, I go, do what?
But Durango?
Yeah,
For a Durango, yeah.
my
Durango has
2400 Toyota
plugs?
told me that if I wanted the original Denso spark plugs, it was going to be $50 a spark plug. I went and bought $14 NGKs.
Dang.
So I got my truck as NGKs.
My
Yeah,
buddy's got a
Toyota
Durango.
likes NGKs.
All right, see you, Ken. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, my
All right,
108
Ken, later.
Mater. The 108's a 4 spark plug motor for Harley.
Bosch and
Yeah,
NGKs are the two spark plugs that Toyotas really, really enjoy using. Just something I've come across.
It's like I can't. My dealer here will not adjust the valves on my truck. They said it's got too many miles on it, and they don't want to touch it because it's, they should.
They're claiming a liability issue.
Yep.
It's not that hard to do the valves on that.
No, it's not. I could do that in my sleep.
Just put it in top dead center, and then you do every other cylinder.
I know,
One-
guys.
You know what's up?
While the engine was running.
Yeah, one and two intake, 1 and 4 exhaust, rotate 180 degrees. Do the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never done the valves on that truck. I've never done anything to that truck, but the mass airflow sensor, fuel pressure regulator, and gas tank. Everything. I've never touched the motor. It's got the original starter, original water pump.
Yeah, Briggs, all you got to do is pull the distributor cap off, get it to where the distributor is pointing to number 1, pull your valve cover off, get your feeler gauge, and all you're going to need is probably, 12 millimeter and a flat blade screwdriver. You get in there and check to see if it's, figure out what your valve lash is, get in there with a feeler gauge with it. If it's too loose, take that lock nut, crack it.
Intake should be 4 thousandths and exhaust should be 6 thousandths.
Yep.
Yeah, someday maybe I'll do it in the spring. I'll do a video chat with you and you talk me through it because I've never done it on that truck. I've never taken it. I've never even had the valve cover off that engine.
It's
I'm
not
almost
hard.
afraid to take the valve cover
I
off.
can tell you off of memory exactly what to do. It's not hard. I work on those quite a bit around here.
That 2.7, they say I can't. The timing chain set is discontinued, and I thought about in the spring changing the timing chain on it, the water pump just for shits and giggles, and it's got the original water pump, the original radiator. I've only drained the fluid every couple of years. I've never flushed it. About every 5 years, I drain the fluid on it, redo it. I've never changed a hose on the radiator. That's been the best
2000 SR5 that I wrecked. That vehicle has over 700,000 miles on it, and that radiator broke when I wrecked the truck. It was the original radiator. It still had Toyota stamped on it. Those radiators will go forever.
Yep.
Mine's got the GM radiator. Mine's got the GM stamp on it from when it was on before Toyota bought them out.
Yeah.
Well, so the truck you're talking about maybe came out of the Numi plant here in California.
No, mine's a Japanese truck, 100%. The T100 was 100% imported truck.
Everything before 2002 is made in Japan.
Yeah, mine's a true Jap crap truck. My neighbors hate my truck. They call it the Jap crap truck. I got one neighbor down the street that died here about 5 years ago. He was a World War II vet. He called me a commie man because I drove a commie truck. He said, they blew up Pearl Harbor. How do you drive that commie truck? I said, show me an American truck that'll go that long.
Well,
they got it nailed.
But now, one thing you got to realize.
My brother loves the Tundras and the Tacomas.
Yeah. But now, one thing you got to realize is all of your Japanese cars, they make two versions, okay? You're going to have like that T100 that you've got, Briggs, okay? They're going to have one that's manufactured for export to outside to other countries, including the U.S. Then there's going to be another version that's totally different that's for use in Japan only. Because
not the T100.
Yep, they will do that because their cars.
No, not the T100 is an animal all by itself, Maynard.
They don't. They do not do that, Mater. I've been a Toyota tech for over 20 years. They do not do that for the Toyota T100.
Okay,
that was the rarest. My truck is rare because they only made it 5 years, and it was totally American design. They built it for America, and the ones that are in Japan are the same ones that they did make for America.
To me, it looks like
the difference is the 400s that were made in Japan for Japan were called Helix Surf models. The ones in America were called just 4Runners. So the T100 is a different animal. It's different than the Tacoma. It's different than the Tundra. It's different than the original Toyota pickup truck, which is older than the T100.
Okay, then why is it that over in Japan, their engines are not allowed? They've got engines that are designed for in use in Japan only that are not allowed in the United States.
The T100 came with the same motors that they used in Japan originally. The the original ones were 3.0, which was a boat anchor. They were junk. Then the 2.7 and the 3.4. Those are the only three motors they put in the T100. And they were all three of those motors were used in Japan.
The one you're talking about, Mater, is Nissan. It's not freaking Toyota, man.
Toyota did the same thing. I used to work in a Japanese garage, and we had Toyota 20R. Not a 22, but a 20R. And that came from...
20R is before the T100.
But it's a Toyota, not a Nissan.
But what we're trying to say is the T100 was the most unique truck Toyota ever built, period.
Right. But what I'm saying, the fact is that over in Japan...
Not with the T100. No, look it up. I'm telling you, he's right. The T100 was an odd duck.
It might be an odd duck, but it's still quite with fried rice over there. That's the thing, is that they make engines, the vehicles that are designed to be used in Japan only, their emissions are totally different than over here. That's why.
Yes. And you know why? Because the emissions are physically put on at the port. So when the vehicle is transported to the United States, it sits in a port, and all the specialty features that are not allowed in Japan, that are only allowed in America, are installed by technicians at the port.
Nope.
So if the vehicle is shipped to California and it has to be transported off the port, if it's a specialized set of fog lights or a specialized set of headlights, for an example, HIDs for the longest time were not allowed in America. They were only allowed in England. So if they were only a feature in England and the vehicle was transported to the United States, those items were ripped off, and then the port would install the correct US dot lights on that vehicle.
All right, then explain why there was a 20R engine for Japan only. But we had
the 20R engine didn't go in a T100. It went in a freaking Toyota pickup.
I never said it went in a Toyota T100. I'm saying that the 22R engine, The 20R engine was for Japan use only.
And what was Briggs talking about before you brought it up? His T100. So everybody assumed you were talking about his T100.
I never said the 20R went into the truck like what Briggs has got. I'm saying the 20R engine was Japan only. We got the 22R and 22RE. But the 20R was Japan only. Just like over Japan, you will not find an Acura. You'll find Hondas. But you will not find an Acura because Acura is made by Honda.
You're right. You're right until the when it comes to the T100. The T100 was built for America by Japan.
He's not talking about the T100 though. He could have clarified this 5 minutes ago so the argument didn't start. He's talking about an engine that was made before the Toyota pickup existed.
All right, what I'm saying is that in Japan, the vehicles that are used over there do not meet emissions standards.
Oh yeah, emission part.
America. So any vehicle over there has got a different engine than what you would find here.
Except for the 3.4 liter and the 4.0 liter and the 5.7 liter that Toyota makes. They were all available in Japan. They just had different emissions and they had different headlights and a few other extra features that the American models didn't have. And the way about that is the port is what changes them. So if that vehicle was a Japanese vehicle and it was made in Japan and it was made specifically for Japan, then they would put specific emissions parts on that vehicle. If that vehicle was made for America, it would be shipped here, and then the United States Department of Transport would then say, these are the parts that need to go on this vehicle before it goes to the dealership, and the people that the mechanics there at the port would install those parts to meet American standards, and then it would be sent to the dealership that it was meant to go to.
Okay, then answer this for me then. Why is it that anytime I could see a 40 or 50,000 mile Japanese engine that was imported into the United States, why is it's not legal to put that into a Japanese car?
Because it's a different standard.
Right. It doesn't meet the emissions. The engine itself.
That's what I just said, Mater. You didn't listen to what I just said.
No, you can't add things to that engine to make it. You have to replace the whole engine.
No, you can. Like I just said, when it comes to the 4.0, the 4.7, and the 5.7, and the 3.4, yes, you can.
Unless they've changed things up, but as far as I know, you cannot take an imported engine from Japan and put it in a car here because it won't meet emissions.
Yes, you can. You just change the emissions. The emissions is just a charcoal canister, some wires for a couple electrical sensors, and a couple bypass hoses that go back to the tank. It doesn't take a lot to go from Japanese standard to American standard on a motor.
No. Well, not that. In most states except for California, like here, my truck's emission exempt. I could actually delete the charcoal canister and all that stuff and go totally emission. And
right, especially even here in Arizona, the certain counties are emissions exempt, so it's not required.
Yep.
I'm not going to do it though. It wouldn't make any sense to me. The truck runs perfect the way it is. I'm just going to do a little maintenance to it in the spring. Like I said, I'm going to try and get the valves adjusted. I've actually thought about changing the timing chain and sprockets on it.
Well, the emission system also gives you better fuel mileage too, because it's holding the fuel vapors in the charcoal canister for you.
Yeah, that I actually bought a new charcoal canister about 3 years ago when check engine light came on. That said it had a bad charcoal canister, after zillions of miles. and I changed it, and that made a big difference. But as far as the truck itself, I mean, it still runs great, still gets awesome gas mileage. It amazes me every day. Last year, I hauled 4 cars with that truck on the back bumper. I had a cop pull me over and try to give me a ticket saying I was overweight for the registration of the truck. He says, "You're pulling a car." I had a full size. I towed a car about 50 miles away, and I had a full size F-150 on the back end of my back bumper, and the cop pulled me over and said, "There's no." He tried to give me a ticket saying, I said, I got a towing capacity of 5,000 pounds and a 1 ton weight capacity. He said, "You're a liar. There's no way in hell would that truck with a 4-cylinder engine be rated for that." He tried arresting me, saying I had an illegal registration. I had 3 cops around my truck. Me and my buddy were laughing our ass off. He called the DMV. He called everybody. He even called the Toyota dealership. And when that dealership, I called the Toyota dealership, not him. And right from them, they looked up the specs and they read it off. They said, "Sir, that's a 1 ton truck with I can't remember. It's like 6,800 pound towing capacity." He said,
It should have been on the placard in the door.
It is on the placard in the door, but he said, "I forged that." He said, "I got a Ford F-150, and you're telling me my Ford F-150 cannot haul you're telling me that little 4-cylinder truck can haul more than the truck that's sitting behind on a tow dolly." Said, "Yes."
Yep.
It was epic. You should have seen the look on that cop's face when he went. I said, I'm not lying. Why would I do that?
It's not easy to forge. It's not easy to forge the placards either. I mean, he was accusing you of some really, really good forgery.
In all honesty, it would be funny to see such a small truck towing a big truck.
Well, over in Japan,
it's
I
not
know.
unusual with Ford.
Right. I was going to say, over there in Japan, I know a lot of their big trucks and everything. They don't have 4 or 6 cylinders. They might have 3 or 4 rotor engines in them. They got the rotary engine, but instead of having 2 like the RX-7, they might have 3 or 4 rotors.
Nissan's famous for the rotary engines.
My neighbor has a couple RX-7s.
Oh man,
I don't know crap about them. They're weird as hell.
Yeah, and they're a pain in the deal.
He showed me that does this. It's a belt. This valve does. I'm like,
rotary engines are actually one of the strongest motors, though. You could pump out 1,700 horsepower out of one of those 4-cylinders.
That's why he bought 3 vehicles to make 1 vehicle.
The only thing I want to do with that truck is I'd like to add air conditioning, but to me I don't know if it's possible, but I'd like to add air to my truck. That's the only thing I never got in my truck. I wish I had.
Yep.
What's going on, Terry? How you doing, sir?
What's up, Terry?
I might look into one of those aftermarket ACs.
Well, have you got a rear slider on the window?
No.
Well, I'm gonna say you can always, if you did, I'm gonna say you can always redneck it and put your window AC unit in there.
Window unit in the back, slider glass, and a Honda generator in the bed.
Yeah, I know. I could do like I could that and buy a portable seat.
Get your mini split. Get your mini split put in there.
There you go. That my toilet seat necklace you use for a seat, right? I mean, a table.
Hey, you always get like one of those power inverters that come off the battery and convert it over from 12 volt to 110.
No, to find the parts factory Toyota to put the AC in my truck would be. I don't think it'd be impossible to get them now at this stage.
All right, 1 minute to go, so I need to get this shut down. That way, trash can get done since it's gonna be out in the morning. So, gonna start with Briggs saying goodbyes.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a good week.
All right, Anthony.
Thanks for having me, Mater.
I know you're late, but better late than never. All right, Antonio.
Take care, everybody.
And of course, Cajun's back at the right time to say goodbyes.
Oh, you jetting out?
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay. All right, everybody. As always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later.
All right.
Blue top.
All right. Appreciate everybody's been here, especially everybody that's up on panel. Everybody's been in chat. So, like I said, I'll be working more on this dust collection system. So, y'all look for the videos and everything on that. So, until Wednesday night, everybody, y'all stay safe. God bless and good night.
Yes.